Good afternoon, everybody. Waiting for some people to get in this stream before I start talking. We got to recap what's going on. Hi, Ellie. Thank you for being in here. Hopefully a few more people are going to jump in. Hopefully those that are paying attention to what's going on. Jen Wow, thank you. Bradley, hey. OPD of Utah, hey. Grams Beth. So lots of bad things going on in Denver. Hey Liz. Thank you, Clifford, I appreciate that. So I'm not in Colorado. I'm not in Denver, as everybody knows. Thank you all for being in there this morning to support DMA and MLH as they went out there to literally try to help, and we saw where that went. You know, Groves the drunk had a breakdown per usual because he's a control freak. It's not about helping people, it's about desecrating people, and that's what's going on right now. And that's why I want to do this video, because we need to talk very, very serious about what's going to go on. And for those of you that are out on the street right now and you watch this or you come across this within the next day or two, I need you to listen very, very carefully to me, because it's going to get worse. Many of you, you know, we've talked about this day coming, and what effectively is happening is Denver is gonna double down. Hey, Aurora, just listen. You don't have to fly right now, but those cops are crawling. They're all over the place right now, and shit is going down everywhere, okay? My friends are texting me left and right. You saw a live stream that Joey did yesterday with Officer Luke Palmatier that went out there. Yeah, he just went back out there and slapped a ticket on her RV like a little bitch would. He's now pegged himself a little parking, a meter maid bitch. He gave her, you know, the no front license plate ticket that I get them all the time because I won't alter my vehicle, because state statute says that you don't have to alter your vehicle if it's not manufactured for a front plate. Yeah, I currently owe Denver $150 in those fines. So he went out there like a little meter maid bitch and slapped a $30 ticket on her RV and gave her an abandoned vehicle notice. We could have a whole long discussion about what that abandoned vehicle notice means and what they have to do to respond to that, but they all know out there. So they're gonna have to take action to be able to help themselves. So for those of you that are on the street and watching, I know that many of you moved into another sweep zone for next week. I know many of you that moved and thought you were safe and had the cops show back up in 2 hours. They're gonna keep doing it, okay? They're being ordered to do it. This is like gonna be, as I've told you guys for the past year, this is gonna be like the last stand, because they are going to find a way to take your RVs from you, okay? I need you to understand this. They're gonna do it. We don't have time on our side. We don't have the justice system on our time. You guys are gonna have to start utilizing every single resource that you can to get yourselves out of that target zone, okay? You just are, because there's not enough people to help. And for those of you that I've talked to before about licensing and those kinds of things, Joey in particular, well, when they come out there and do dirty like they're doing to her, they've got her VIN number, okay? We can't figure out how they got that VIN number because she doesn't even know where her VIN number is. So we've caught cops on camera opening camper doors to try to get VIN numbers off of the tags within the door frames of RVs the driver's door or the entrance into the RV, okay? These cops are figuring out a way to track your vehicles. And we've talked about all of the CAD numbers that they're putting on those notices. So they've got their reports of their VIN numbers. And if you're gonna let them in your camper, if you're gonna continue to try to be cooperative, this is the result, okay? They've got your name, they've got everything about you. So for those of you that I've said it to 1,000,000 times, stop fucking talking to the dirty fucking cops, okay? Don't let the fire department in your camper. If you guys cannot move and it's a last stand effort, make them go through the process. Make Denver get a judge that is going to sign warrant after warrant after warrant confiscating people's homes, okay? Make them follow the process because it's all that we have left, you guys. You need to hear me on this. And for those of you in tents, you better stay mobile. You better stay mobile because they're waiting for you to leave and they're gonna come throw your shit away. They're already doing it. It's happening up north. District 4 is the poster child right now for how to be the internal hero and the external zero. That's right. Richard Blea, Blake McGregor, Jeremy Chavez, and Jason Anderson were all the ones out there from this morning, okay, from District 4. Sure, Jason Anderson, you're the only one out there really with the brain that's needed to be able to handle this situation, but that's not going to happen because all Denver wants is force all the time. Jeremy Chavez isn't going to spend another day outside of his truck because he's a fucking chicken shit and you're tired of getting your ass chewed, and that's just too bad. You signed up for the job, so that's how it works. Blake McGregor, I thought you had a brain. You seem to be able to decipher how to serve people, okay? Blea, you're doing a nice job on the camera. I'm just gonna tell you, right up. You guys are gonna follow orders. You're gonna be the heroes for the whole city, District 4. They're gonna accomplish something no one has ever accomplished before, and that's to eradicate the homeless, okay? So for those that are moving out of District 4 into 3, you've got 3 on your ass as well. They're not gonna give up, okay? So you guys have gotta take a stand. You gotta record. And if you want to hang on to your property, you got to start utilizing every single resource that you can tap to make that happen. The problem with these RVs is almost none of them have a title. They're a lost title. A lost title search is next to impossible in Colorado. It takes a lot of time and it costs a lot of money, okay? So for anyone out there that says, yeah, I just need to do my lost title process, give it up because you need to find a different way. You either need to get into a different RV, get rid of that one. You got to get something that has a title. I hate saying this because I advocate for people that don't play the game. And this is the systemic game. But this is how you have to play it if you don't want government to take your shit. I know you're behind the 8 ball. I know you have no resources, but you're going to have to try to find a way, okay? And for those of you that I committed to in the last year to get you in better positions and you blew me off, I told you this day was coming. I told you it was coming. You should have done more for yourselves by being empowered with the help that I was giving you. I still defend every one of your rights to survive. Every single one of you out there. You may be pissed at me for things that I've said. You may not like how I've handled not accommodating people with the toilet and all this other bullshit. I don't care. The bottom line is you always see support from me for your right to survive. So you have got to start doing, okay? The goal the city has is to corral every one of you, just like they did, into the warehouses in District 4. They had camps from up north, all corralled into District 4. The goal was really to tow some campers out of there. And you all pulled it together and you got out of there. But no sooner did you get out of there, they were right there where you were, telling you gotta leave. Or you went into another sweep zone because you've got nowhere else to go. For the people that are disabled, you have got to start standing up for your rights, okay? You've got to. You've got to start getting things on camera, on court record. For those of you with warrants, you need to get this shit cleared. You need to get it on the record that you're living homeless and indigent and you're trying to get yourself back to a good situation. Because I'm telling you guys, this is it. Denver is intent. And they're gonna bring the army. They're gonna bring every goddamn cop they can sucker out there, because those cops love to follow orders and be heroes, okay? They do. Joey, people that are living in these RVs are usually disabled or retired. DMV should waive the fees of registration. That would solve a lot of problems. They won't. So I have tried to approach DMV with a couple of scenarios, and I have talked to the DMV manager where my nonprofit is located, and I was willing to figure out how to get some temporary solutions if the nonprofit paid for it. But it just came back to policy, to bureaucracy, to everything that there are no concessions. And here's the issue with people's way of thinking. I have to do it, so should they. I have to pay taxes, so should they. I have to register my vehicles, so should they. No, that's not why you do it. You do it to stay out of jail, period. Because that is where the rubber meets the road. That is why myself and the majority of the population subscribe to the system, because if we don't, this is what's going to happen to us. We're going to be homeless. And so many people are this far away from being right out there on the street with those people. Or if you would like to, if you could work on a DMV project, that would be phenomenal. So I have to work on things from behind the scenes to try to get this stuff to stop until there are better solutions. These people need a safe place to park. Ellie was right the whole time. You're doing the right thing by contacting Evan Dreyer's office and asking where they're going to have a safe space. And I'm wholly stressed out watching all of this today. I'm actually in a little bit of a panic, because what's going to happen is this stuff is going to turn more dangerous and more violent, okay? Because people are going to snap. And that's the city's goal as well, is to wear people down so bad to the point of total physical and mental exhaustion that they're going to swoop in on them. And in the process of all of this going down between yesterday and today, we have one of our elderly friends in the hospital, and I'm having a hard time with it because I'm not there. And it's all this added stress of a 73-year-old woman trying to drive around to avoid the cops. And I guarantee you that she didn't sleep. Things aren't well for her. And thank God that somebody was there to call an ambulance for her yesterday. Okay? These sweeps, because Denver, in their fucking infinite wisdom, through the fire department, decided to remove Mark Rudolph from these sweeps, the only fucking city official that's bothered to make sure that people are safe at these sweeps. Now that Ralph and fucking crew got him out from behind the fence, Ralph and Dave can continue their fucking warpath of taking people on behind the fence. So it makes things far more vulnerable, far more dangerous. And let me tell you something, the last time I streamed a sweep, you guys saw the trash guy walk by me with that shovel and say, I'll hit her. Guess what? It was all funny that Joey got assigned the case. Joey Sartain over there in District 4 got assigned the case, but it gets even better because guess what Internal Affairs had to say about it? Joey did a great job. It's not Joey's fault that the DA won't pursue charges on the city worker that threatened to hit me with a shovel, okay? That's not his problem that the DA won't do that. But it is the Denver Police Department's problem that they won't submit it to the city for prosecution. That fucker should be prosecuted. It's happened for doing less. It's happened to the homeless for doing less, okay? He's gonna get away with it. When you set that kind of tone, that's tolerated, guess what happens? It begins to escalate. And no shit, the next sweep that happened, there were no cameras, I wasn't there, and guess what happened? EHS tractor driver knocked down a fence panel deliberately on an advocate, and she's hurt. And nobody got it on camera. So you tell me where this stuff is headed. It's probably a good thing that I'm not there because I'm not supposed to be having any more problems with the cops. Yeah. So Evan Dreyer's position is the chief of staff for the mayor. And Evan was out there this morning, and he was hiding back on Navajo Street. For any of you that were watching, I kept telling those guys, I'm worried about what's going on Navajo. I knew there were people back there. I knew that's where the city was hiding and doing their little powwow. And Evan Dreyer, with the big dick on his hood that he has right in his face every time he's driving, he was parked back there. And he came out of the gate when the guys were recording over there. So Evan Dreyer shows up, tells them, good job, guys, keep doing it, and then I want you to do it the rest of the day. They are going to kill somebody, is what's going to end up happening. And there will be full immunity. Because look, the city already supports this level of violence on people. You don't think they're going to step it up? They are. And they're going to make sure that nobody can see. Those fences that got set up over there, the warehouses this morning, they were done with full intent to keep those cameras as far away as possible. They're going to keep doing it. That doesn't mean that we stop and surrender and give up, but it's a literal turf war right now. And this has nothing to do with people not accepting resources that are mostly failing. There are pockets of success. I was having a conversation this morning, okay, with a woman who is in sober living, who by her own power and willingness to pay it forward, got another person off the street just 3 days ago, right there in that area, okay? And she was able to guide him into that success. I mean, we're talking a peer here, peer relationships and how they influence each other versus how ineffective the city is by going out there on occasion. Oh, you want some resources? Oh, well, you should take them. Oh, I don't know. What's your name, by the way? And then you never see that fucking person again. There is no relationship building whatsoever. There's no follow-up. Yes, spiritual warfare. No, this is This is class warfare, okay? This is straight up class warfare going on out there. A lot of those businesses, Murphy Bed guy, that's that's another famous stream where Murphy Bed, the owner of Murphy Beds, comes up over into Starbucks and tells them how they're going to run their business and that they need to get me off their property so I can't film the sweep. Well, that's the same spot that Joey's at. So I guarantee you, Mr. Murphy Bed called the mayor, whoever he's got on speed dial, and said, you know what, you better do what you got to do to get these people off here. So they're going to go give him a $30 ticket and go out there and do shit like that cop did yesterday. So I'm here to tell you it's going to get worse. Any cameras that can get out there, the better. But trust me, they're waiting for you to leave. They're watching your streams. They're figuring out where you're at. Try to think deceptively like they do, okay? I've given a lot of you those locations, okay? So watch. That's all I can say, okay? The more we get on camera, the better our chances are to halt government's continual Fourth Amendment violations of plucking people's shit right off the streets. I don't support it. I don't care what their situation is. Government doesn't have a right to your property. Don't make it easy for them. Listen to me, please. Yeah, Joey, you're right. That would make sense. Especially the ones out there on the streets now, Ellen. People have got to be careful. You got to be alert. You got to have your head on a swivel. They are literally watching for you to leave to take your stuff, okay? Those of you in tents, you better stay mobile, okay? Those of you in your RVs, you got to start utilizing every resource you can. You just do. Mayor Hancock has a goal to go out next year having solved homelessness, and he doesn't care how he does it, and this is how he's doing it. We knew things were going to get really, really ugly when the injunction got lifted from the lawsuit. The city literally has free reign to do what they want as far as posting sweeps. We see that there's still postings going on, but in the interim of the postings, they're going out there and threatening people with these 48-hour notices that say they're going to throw their stuff in the trash, the 72-hour notices, the abandoned vehicle notices, okay? So when I get back, no, we don't have a government that uses common sense. We have a government that uses a cash register. And COVID is over. And they're not bringing in as much money as they were. The PAR sites are about to close. Still don't know what's going to happen to a whole bunch of people that have been in those protective action rooms with COVID money. John is one of them. Jerry is another one of them. Other advocates have a group of people that they have in PAR sites. Somebody's terminally ill. He's been diagnosed terminal. What's going to happen to those people? I do think this is this is a concerted effort to target those of you who you know are being targeted. Okay, so no more setting up scrap yards, you guys. That's over. It's over. You've got to stay on the move, okay? The violence is the propensity for government to double down on the violence to eradicate you. It's there and it's happening. Okay? Stop talking to government, period, out there. You cannot trust a single person out there but yourself and your ability to go connect with resources, okay? For those of you that are completely stuck, you've got to reach out. But when you reach out to us, to me, you've got to have some goals. You've got to have some goals for yourself. I want to help you get to where you need to be. And it's not because I want to comply with government. It's because I want something better for you, but you have to want it for yourself. If you need rehab, you need to reach out to me. It's there. It's not readily available when the city shows up, but we can make those things happen. For those of you that are just living your life on the street, you're going to have to find a little bit of a different way for a while, because Denver is their intent. For those of you that I'm continuing to help get your RVs registered, I'm going to continue to do that, okay? And the other problem with getting these RVs registered that people commonly forget, they have to pass emissions. They have to pass emissions. And in order to do that, they have to run. There are RVs out there that run. I have never seen an RV pass emissions. Out of these older style RVs, that's one of the main reasons that they end up out there on the street. People don't know this, but this cycle of the housed using the unhoused to dump on, this is how they do it. They take RVs out there, they take pop-ups out there that they've lost titles to or they don't want to deal with, and they go, here you go. I've seen it numerous times. Some people have legitimately bought their own RVs out there without titles. Guys, stop doing that. Stop it, okay? It's not going to work. Well, Liberty, Blair, that depends on who you're talking to, right? I'm not everybody's favorite advocate out there, because I just want people to have some goals for themselves, and I don't want them to live as assholes out there. And there are some assholes out there. And I find it so fascinating that the cops can't figure out who the assholes are, but they can go pounce the hell out of the peaceful people that keep shit clean, that help others. Don't go target them. You know why, you guys? Because you keep fucking talking to them. Stop talking to them. They're not your friend. This whole past year, I started telling you guys, they're collecting your information. They're collecting your information. And here we are. You see what they're doing with it. I don't know what else to say. KJ, how many of them can view me? Very few of them. Very few of them, but word travels fast when one is watching, and they know how to communicate with each other. They've heard from direct contact numerous times. Some of them just aren't capable, you guys. Some of them just aren't capable. They don't have the mental capacity, okay? And that is sad, and it's very frustrating. And that's where we need to be. And yes, Jamie, and I tell them, anytime you've got your phone, you've got or have a phone. You got to record, but that's far and few. Far and few. No, Donald. No mayor. No mayor for me. Absolutely not. Well, you did suggest that a lot this morning, and I told you you'd have to run my campaign. And my criminal history. Holy shit. Do you know what people would do with that? Do you know how long my arrest record is for government interference charges? Yes, Ellie, you're right. You're exactly right. They are very afraid to record the police. Because like we saw, Joey yesterday, having access to my YouTube channel to put a call out for help, we saw what that resulted in, you know, and he came back anyway. They're always behind the 8 ball, okay? So them having any kind of adversarial look of challenging authority is going to get a cop to double down because they're vulnerable, and the cop is going to dig. I want to talk to you about what that cop was doing yesterday to that woman. So what you didn't see on that video was the part where he came to her door and she answered it, not recording. She was trying to, I guess, but you know, things, when you're in the moment, it's hard, okay? And I don't fault her for any of this. But she's known by Joey. Everybody knows Joey. He comes to the door. He already knows who she is. Keep that in mind. He's already got her legal name, okay? He wants to have a conversation with her, right? Mr. Just friendly. Oh, hey, I'm here as your buddy. As usual. What's your name? Joey. Yeah, she's fiddling with the phone. Within 5 minutes of him seeing her recording, he's accusing her of giving him false information, giving him a false name. And he used that to try to gain compliance from her, to immediately move that RV, and we're willing to let all this other stuff go. After he threatened to arrest her, okay, these are constant tactics. They're constant tactics. Several people I know living homeless have been charged with giving false information to a police officer, and this is exactly how it happens. Because they don't operate on their legal names out there. Half of them don't even know it's a crime to say. First of all, they shouldn't even be giving them their name, okay? That they're not detained, they're not being investigated for a crime, blah, 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 blah. It's the initial contact that's made by these cops that are being deceptive from the get-go to get that little bit of leverage over them, okay? And then come back when they need to and say, what are you doing? Giving me false information? Yeah, I can take you to jail right now. Boom, that's it. And then they fucking fold, okay? Then they'll do anything that cop tells them to do. They'll please, just blah, blah, blah. And then the ones that have warrants, that's how they pick you up. So if you're not committing a crime, keep your mouth shut. That's right, Anthony. Irish Rover, how you doing? Oh, they're all over the place right now. They're just crawling over there. They know there's no cameras. Everybody's gone. This is exactly what I said would happen when they knew the cameras weren't there. When you saw Jason and Sarah moving their stuff out of the fence this morning, for those of you that were watching that stream, if you saw my comment, I said, oh, they're not done. They're going to give Jason, they're going to harass the shit out of him for moving his stuff over there. Sure as shit, when those cameras were gone, when MLH and DMA left, that's exactly what they were doing. And that's another thing on my mind right now. I don't know what happened over there. I just know that shit was going down. I haven't heard from anybody to understand what happened. I'm worried about Jason. No, I don't want Jason to go to jail. Jason's a workhorse. Jason's a good kid, okay? He's, they defend. I don't look marvelous at all. I've been crying. I've been freaking rubbing my face. I've been pacing, and I just finally was able to start this live stream. So it's problematic for me to be this far away. I can't help it. It's a work trip, and I have to do some things. But I knew they were going to sweep them while I was gone, and there are some specific people in there that need help that didn't get it, and they walked away from their stuff. It got thrown away. I just can't do it all. So it's really a problem. You know, bad things are going on when they're putting up that much fencing to keep themselves away from the cameras. You know it. Hey, Carlos. All right, so yeah, to recap the shovel incident, it was funny that Joe Sartain got assigned that case. Even though he's still in internal affairs for all the shit that he already did to me, I guess Denver thinks him handling that case made sense. Whatever. I don't even give a shit. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. There's a double standard. They're never gonna prosecute that guy. Okay? Yeah, an organized way to help would be phenomenal. And it's not helping me. It's helping them. Okay? It is a matter of bodies. It is a matter of people going out there and making connections with individuals that live homeless. Build relationships with them. Understand them. See how you can support them. If every single person out there had a person that they could call on, you might not find that you feel useful or valuable when people make decisions that are probably in their worst interest, okay? But that's the point of relationship building, is to be able to come back and say, okay, what about this time? Why do you think they feel so hopeless? Everybody gives up on them. Society has completely given up on people. People I have to step away from, but they still know that I'm right here. They know it. And they know that I will always be out there to defend their right to survive. Integration, not separation. All are equal, not a political sequel. That's excellent, Defend. Thank you. It's funny, though, that people want to make it that way. You know, whose political power are you under? How come just the Democrats are creating homelessness? That's not the truth. It's just not the truth. Yeah, Ellie has actually been the orchestrator of being able to get those people to commit to cameras. We had some other people that said they were gonna that aren't there. Maybe they'll be there tomorrow. I don't know. I'm just very, very grateful for anyone that can go out there and spend some time. I wish that there was a coordinated effort to do it in shifts, so there are cameras in the right spots at the right time. Hey, from Lexington, South Carolina. Thank you. Hello. Ake Artist, thank you very much. We're supposed to be following up on some of this, but as you see, this is what happens when you start feeling scattered and you can only control so much. It's just triage. You're going from one triage situation to the next. And while you're doing that, there's one brewing right back there. So I know you are. Thank you. How could we do any worse than government? We can't. We can't, but we're outnumbered. That's the issue. And for all those cops that want to violate their oath regardless, we're not going to win. We're not going to win to be able to save those people's things. We're just going to talk about possessions, because government is making the crisis worse. They are doubling down on the tactics that cause this level of physical and emotional breakdown. Well, you're right. You're right, Jamie. We are outnumbered. We are out-resourced. But people don't understand the value of the resource in the person. Yeah, Ellie, I'd like you to connect with Ake Artist. We've been talking a lot about some things that need to happen to replicate efforts, and you would be a very valuable connection as well. Yeah, right there, Jamie. Ellie is correct. People, they just don't want to get involved. It's too hard. It's just easier to let the government deal with it. It's just put my blinders on. The less I know, the better off I am. I'll just call the cops. I'll just call 311 when I don't like what I see. I'm out of state to defend on a work trip. I'll be back pretty soon. I've been gone pretty much the whole month, so you've captured the beautiful spirit of so many friends, Regan, and they all have it. They all do. Even the ones that are out there acting like assholes, they have it. Choosing not to capitalize on their abilities. Yeah, disclosed location. I'm in a bootlicker community. Yeah, Alexander, Supertramp, hi. Yeah, welcome back. Thank you. So you like this plan, don't you? Let's arrest people, because if you don't take the help that we say you need, we're going to throw your ass in jail. There's nothing better than living in the United States of America, is there, Supertramp, for you to get on here and spew your stupid bullshit. No, I don't know anything about the Fort Lyons prison. I heard you guys talking about that earlier. Ellie, pay attention to that, please. If you could. The Fort Lyons prison, I don't know anything about it. Can you send me something via email? What I do know, and you might be talking about this, it might be the same thing. Polis is trying to designate money to homelessness, right? So he wants to take them out to Watkins at this state-owned facility that used to be for, I guess, troubled youth. I don't know. And take them all out there. That's where he would like all the homeless to go. So I have a feeling that Colorado is probably going to start passing some laws similar to what other states are doing. I know Tennessee did that, where they're literally saying being homeless is illegal and we're going to take you to jail if you don't do X, Y, and Z. Okay? That's fine. If all you people that love this idea of spending your tax dollars to incarcerate people while simultaneously bitching about it, get ready for your taxes to quadruple. Get ready for some mass violence, okay? You better stop and think about those unintended consequences of a population across this country of homelessness, okay? They've already done it out in Lyons. Wait, so where is this? Yeah, defend your right. The populace is complacent and fearful. They love government for their own agenda. But then when those unintended consequences of wanting government force starts to rear its ugly head in their faces, they don't want that. They don't want that. You gotta send me some information on that. You're saying there's already people in this facility, fourth dimension? Who's it serving? Like what county? All right. All right. Yeah, we probably need to look into that. I've not heard any mention of that anywhere on the streets here in Denver. Yeah, for those of you that have been having the conversations about where can we take these RVs into RV parks or whatever, or state parks, can't do it. Absolutely can't do it. Trust me. I've already done all the research on that. RV parks, cheapest one you might find with a spot, $800 a month. And then you got to go through an interview process to determine if they like how your RV looks. Bye-bye. Just not even an option. Ellie, is that our Colorado Coalition? Is that where this talks about the Fort Lyons thing? This link that you're putting in here? Yeah, we need to check into that. Oh, it's through the coalition? Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if they're running it. Defend California is working on banning car camping statewide to steer the difficult ones into government programs or jail. How is any government showing success from their programs? What's successful out there in California? Oh, of course, defend. More money from the feds. Those are successful programs. Liberty Blair, $800, and that's cheap. Most of them are over $1,000 to park in an RV park, and they're full. For the ones that there aren't that many in the metro area, even outside of Denver, a little couple in the foothills, but they're all full. That's That is the result of people losing their homes. There is a housing crisis. That's how people become homeless. Oh yeah, it's election season. Oh yeah, but look at how the tides change in Denver, defend, because Hancock is turned, right? So he's going to go out with a bang, and he doesn't care how he does it. He's going to solve homelessness. And these cops, they're going to go out there and do whatever they're told to do. Take people's shit, whatever. And they wonder why they're not liked. Yeah, California doesn't have millions plus surplus for no reason, people. That's exactly right. Fort Lyons requires a referral application. By who, I wonder? Caseworkers from Coalition? So I've got some connections with Coalition. I'm going to have to ask about what's going on with that. It must be fairly new. Well, yeah, we're getting our government surplus checks here in Colorado because we have Tabor. I fully support Tabor, the taxpayers' Bill of Rights. When the state collects more money from people than what was budgeted, give it back to them. My God, California would break off into the ocean if they had Tabor. Does Walmart permit any parking? So that was a conversation yesterday about where to go. There's some area Walmarts right there in those sweep zones. And Ellie pointed out those addresses. They are not friendly Walmarts. If you go somewhere else, they'll leave you alone for a short time, depending on what your RV looks like. But that intent for Walmart was for that to be, temporary stop. And I can respect that. It's private property. Yeah, Sam Walton desired for travelers to have a place to be. However, local politics requiring for Wally World to ban locally has caused for most Wally Worlds to be on the no overnight parking list. Yeah, Defend's exactly right. He would know. He's the expert on that. You're finding some, right, Defend? I mean, I still see RVs parked at Walmarts all throughout the country. And I'm traveling quite a bit, a few times a year. His kids catapulted for profit. And you see now they're going to buy the Broncos. One of the Waltons are going to buy the Broncos. In a second. Okay, so my phone's going to die. I didn't realize I've accomplished absolutely nothing today except being on my phone. So I got to go, and I should probably get to work. But bottom line, people out on the streets, stop talking to the cops. Utilize every resource you can to get yourself into a better situation. Stay rested, stay hydrated, because things are going to get worse, because Denver's doubling down. The cops are assholes. Don't talk to them. Don't talk to the fire department. Don't let them in your fucking camper. Okay? Please make them follow process. If you have nothing else to fight for, you need to fight for getting that judge's name that is going to sign a warrant for taking your home. Okay? That's really what I wanted to say. Things are getting more violent. They're not good. Okay? Any cameras that can get out there, please get out there. Please. Okay? Ellie, thank you for every single thing that you've done and continue to do, okay? And for those of you, Aurora, MLH, DMA, anyone else that's going to go out there, thank you, thank you, thank you. Be strategic. Be deceptive like the government. You got to start thinking dirty, okay? Get them on camera. Bye.